A little bit, you see sometimes bigs bring up the court, and you can play through bigs and everything like that. So I think the biggest thing for what Darren will go through is not really what goes on here in Chicago, is when
go back to school. He's playing for an NBA champion head coach.
Yes.
And again, so now those same conversations.
It's post-trade, so if he's traded in June, July, takes 6 months after that. I'm not good at math. That was not.
Donovan Mitchell is a smaller guard, but he plays off the ball. James Harden has the ball.
But I think on the court, it's an understanding. We're trying to be the best, each one of us. So I think, like when you have someone that you're chasing, it's always a better thing.
Key leader on that team. How were you able to do that?
For me, coming into the team, I really was focused on the summer, like just showing them I can really hoop.
A lot of really positive plays throughout the course of this game, and multiple teams that I talked to were taking note to him standing out more.
Bobby, who has the flexibility to do that and give up the assets that Milwaukee's going to want in return?
Well, I think Sean just hit it right on the head. What does Giannis want here? I think certainly if there's a list of teams that he wants to play for, that kind of shrinks the list of whatever a team can offer, because
his body of work has shown that he can't. So that's why he's in the position in which he is in.
He's going to get drafted probably. So,
I don't see, and that's the thing. Then everyone can have the ball taken out of their hands.
Yes,
it's that simple.
You don't think that Darius, with another ball guard, can play on and off the ball?
State of Texas, by the way. One thing about Texas, I've been in San Antonio for a long time. They rep the state of Texas.
And you're sitting next to the cop police, so you have to be very careful.
There are many finds that you can make in this game that don't hear their name called.
Very aggressive with the ball in his hands and trying to make plays, and it's in his hands right now with under a minute and 20 seconds left to go in this game.
And I think that's the versatility right there. You can play him at that one spot sometimes, that point forward spot, character issue or an on-court issue.
Trae Young is a great young man. I don't think that there's any issues with Trae Young. I do believe that it was time to move on, and it had more to do with his defense than it would be character. And so now,
who's going to have the ball in their hands? And that's where
there are a number of teams. There are a number of teams that have one guard that dominates the ball. The difference is,
I viewed him as a guy who was going to play on the ball, right? And like you said, in the NBA now, it's kind of who has the ball at the end of the game, and it's your best player. He's probably going to be that guy. So whether he's a point guard, whether he's a combo, it doesn't really matter so much to me.
Play starter, elite rebounder, and everyone is looking for those. Look, you got to fill out your roster with basically lower contracted guys like Cam Spencer.
Yes.
There's so many guys like that, but he's such a good passer out of his short roll. All right, he does a terrific job. Plus, he can set those flare screens, step out and shoot it, and he can still drive a closeout. But the other guy is a genetic freak. Skill set. We just can't lose our minds over how a guy plays in the combine, because he has a history and a dossier on him.
I got to. I'm trying to win always. But if we were in two opposite gyms, she knocks it down. She's one of the best shooters.
His best position at the NBA level is not to have the ball in his hands as much, but to be more so off the ball. Darius Acuff, from what we've seen to this point, and this is no knock on him, I believe he has to have the basketball in his hands.